Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jose Cruz, and guys, I am here to talk about the circus clown show, shit show that happened last night in Mexico City, Mexico. The main event, as we all know, was the exhibition between Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of the greatest fighters to ever put on a pair of gloves, and John Gotti III in a rematch from their chaotic brawl that took place last year in Miami in their first exhibition. After Floyd was just having his way for, pretty much playing around with Gotti, doing whatever he wanted to do with him until that brawl took place, happened. Now, the rematch happened last night. And before I get into the rematch, I want to get into the entire card. Um, Man, this card was one of the worst cards I've ever seen in quite some time, maybe ever, as a boxing fan. And the only reason I tuned into this card was because there were two intriguing reasons, and that's because Kerma Moulton, who's one of the top prospects in boxing right now, Mayweather's prodigy, speed, power, very strong, exciting to watch. He was on the card, and like I said, this is one of the worst cards I've ever seen in boxing. So he finishes a guy in the first round within less than a minute. And make matters worse, this guy ain't fought in 5 years. So Moulton KOs him, sparks him right out, does what he was supposed to do, basically a showcase. Then that's the beginning of the main card. Before that, Victor Ortiz came back after 2 years from not being in the ring, and it wasn't even a pro fight, it was an exhibition. And I'm a big fan of Victor Ortiz, even during his prime when he fought Floyd, Maidana, Berto, when he won the WBC welterweight title before fighting Floyd. You know, those times, 11, 12, 2011 and 12, those good times for Victor Ortiz when Victor Ortiz was in his prime. And Victor has always been a likable guy, exciting fighter. And that's what made me a fan. Became that's why I became a fan. But last night was hard to watch, man. Hard to watch because Victor Ortiz was not even near close to what he once was. It was an exhibition, so you get the idea that he was holding back and stuff. But Ortiz is no longer the man, man. He's no longer the Victor Ortiz that we all once knew and loved in the ring. He's not explosive as he once was. It was an exhibition last night, so maybe he was holding back. And even if so, even if he wasn't, in his last fight against Robert Guerrero, um, in the fight that was really truly the last fight that really aired on national television. He won, but he did not look like himself, and that was in 2018. Actually, that was in 2021. We're in 2024 now. 3 years later, and it's not gonna get any better because Victor Ortiz is 36, and he's gonna get older and older and older. It's gonna get worse. So when I saw Victor last night, I'm thinking of the Ortiz of old, and I'm a fan, so I'm supporting this. But when I saw him in the ring, I was like, what the hell is this? Ortiz was probably in the worst shape of his life physically. He did not look like the Victor that we all know, like, the ripped, tight physique. Um, no abs, nothing. Everything was just flabs and swole. Everything was just swole. Like he worked on weights alone and not much cardio. And it's an exhibition, so he's not cutting any weight. He's not making weight. So he's just going in there and putting on gloves. So he didn't really have to get in shape in a serious way. But it looked really bad, man. If you're a Victor Ortiz fan, it was hard. I'm sure it was hard to watch. Just like it was hard to watch for me. And even though it was an exhibition, I'm like, damn, Ortiz should just give it up, man. Leave this boxing thing alone. He's 36. His days are done. His days are done. He's What I saw last night was a shell of Victor Ortiz. He's a likable guy, great man, and a tremendous fighter in his day. But that's it. He's done. He's done. And he's 37, 36, 37. That's not old, but for boxing, yes, it is. A lot of fighters even a lot of fighters around that age can still perform. Mayweather did it against when he recently signed with Showtime on that 6 fight contract deal. He was 36 when in his first fight with Robert Guerrero. And Mayweather put on a tremendous performance. Everyone's different. Ortiz was a guy that goes in there to get hit and not get and trade shots. He's always been an action fighter. So you can't really compare Floyd doing it at 36 to how Ortiz looks now at 36. I mean, Ortiz took some punishment in his career. The fights with Marcos Maidana, the Berto fight, the Ortiz breaking his jaw. I mean, the Lopez breaking his jaw. Josecito. So that kind of career compared to Floyd, yeah, Floyd made some rough physical fights, but eventually he became a defensive master and, was not getting hit as much as Victor Ortiz was. So all in all, that came into play. The inactivity, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, I don't want to see Victor Ortiz in the ring ever again. I hear he's supposed to have another out of an exhibition on the 31st of this month or pro fight, but I don't want to see it. I mean, all the best to him. Hope he wins, but I'm not going to see it. I'm not even going to look for it. I'm not even going to ask for a link. I'm gonna when it pops up on the internet on the 31st and after, I'll take a look at that, but read up on it and stuff. But I don't want to see him fight again. And this is me as a fan. The only good thing that happened on this card was the Picasso versus Azat Hovhannissian fight. That was a tremendous fight. It lived up to the hype. Could have been better, but it was a pretty good scrap. Both guys had their moments. Good back and forth scrap. But Picasso with the more active punches, the cleaner shots, and just letting his hands go more than Hovhannissian. Hovhannissian had his moments, landing good solid shots, backing Picasso up, but it was not enough. And what's strange to me about this fight was supposed to be a 10 rounder. They eventually they last minute changed it to 12 rounds during the fight. When the fight started, it was 10 rounds on the scorecard, on the score thing, on the thing on the screen, the chart where it says how much rounds they're going. All of a sudden, they're in between rounds, and I see 12 rounds. I'm like, what? Even the corner for Picasso was like, wait, we're going 12 rounds? Thought it was 10. So the fight was good, but yeah, they changed the rounds to from 10 to 12 as well. So all in all, Picasso got a hard-earned decision over a tremendous fighter in Azat Hovhannissian, who in his last fight went toe-to-toe in a brutal fight, brutal war, fight of the year. I think it won fight of the year against Luis Nieri. That fight took a lot out of Hovhannissian. Now he's 36 and he fought in a year since that fight, and you're only as good as your last fight, they say. So that's what to me that's what happened. Not being in the ring over in a year. Last fight was a war, and I mean he was capable of being competitive last night and having his moments, but to say he won the fight and no, I think Azad at 36, it's time to retire again. I'm not him. I'm not his manager. I'm not his promoter. He's a man. He's a fully grown man. He's a veteran in the sport. If he is up to him, it's up to him, of course. But in my opinion, I think he should retire. Now let's talk about the main event. The main event everyone was waiting for, right? I guess Floyd Mayweather versus John Gotti III, the rematch after their melee in Miami. A brawl. The brawl almost broke out again in the first round. Floyd got pissed after the referee jumped in and told Floyd, "Don't hit behind the head." And Floyd shoot a jab to the stomach, fake the jab to the stomach, shoot a right hand over the top around the guard. And based on the referee said it was a punch behind the head, and Floyd was like, "Come on, get out of here! No way, man, get out of here!" And you saw Floyd getting pissed off, and Gotti, of course, doesn't like Mayweather, and it's like, I guess he was trying to tell Floyd, "Don't disrespect the referee like that or whatever." So you see Floyd and Gotti sizing each other up once again, like they're looking to size each other up, and here comes, and the crowd is reacting to like, oh God, here comes another brawl. But the referee jumps in there and is like, you hit him behind the head, Floyd. No. And Floyd is like, you know what, get the hell out of my ring. Get the fuck out of my ring. So, one of the worst boxing cards of all time. Only one good fight. You got one of the top prospects in the world fighting a guy he ain't fight in 5 years. And then you got a main event that's an exhibition against an unknown boxer, not even a true boxer. Then you got, in that same exhibition, you got the fight, one fighter throwing a referee out to bring another one in. I mean, I guess Floyd learned from Vince McMahon back in WWE when he showed up a couple times back in '08 when he went one-on-one against the Big Show, and '09 when he showed up to promote his fight with Juan Manuel Marquez in '09. And he had that segment with Chris Jericho, Big Show. I don't know if you guys are into WWE like I am, but yeah. So Floyd learned from Vince, I guess, and he said, you know what? One day I'm going to have a matchup in boxing, and I'm going to throw the referee out and bring another one in WWE style. And I guess that's what, it looked like that, even in the comments section, WWE style. It was just, I turned it off, man. I turned it off after the 6th round, because after the 6th round, it was just nonsense. Floyd having his way, there's no action, nothing. Gotti can't do nothing. And it's just crazy. Imagine for me to turn it off and the match is up and the fight is not even done. 6th round, they were going 8. In the 6th round, I turn it off because I know I'm going to see the same 2 rounds. And the last 2 rounds are going to be the same thing. You know, I understand Floyd. You know, he's not. It's ridiculous what he's doing. You know, a legend like him, a true professional. I'm not gonna say he's wasting his time because he's making a lot of money. I don't blame him. You know, you're not jeopardizing your your undefeated record. You're making the same amount of money you would make in a pro fight. You're taking the easy by taking the soft touches, taking advantage of people that don't really know how to box, that aren't true pro boxers, to make the same amount of money you would make in a pro fight, 8 rounds exhibition. When you go in, win, lose, or draw, it doesn't affect your record. So I don't blame Floyd. He's a smart man. But as a fan and fans around the world watching this event and curious about watching this event, that was an embarrassment. That was ridiculous. All in all, man, it was one of the worst boxing events I've ever seen in my life. Um, I don't know, man. If Floyd keeps doing these exhibitions, I'll say give him let's see Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. How about that? You already did it with Logan Paul. Let's see it with Jake, a guy that really knows how to box. He's young, strong, got power. You gave his brother a shot, took advantage of his boxing skills, which is no good. There were none in there. So give his brother a shot, Jake, who can really box. That would draw a lot of money. A lot of people would tune in for that, honestly. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Jake Paul. Oh, I can imagine the build-up. Jake is a hell of a seller when it comes to promoting fights, and Floyd Mayweather, of course, a legend. So that matchup, non-exhibition now, and if it's an exhibition, Jake does not do exhibition. He stopped that a long time ago. He wants to fight for real. So if Jake was to accept a matchup with Floyd, he will want to put Floyd. He'd want Floyd to put up his record on the line, put his record up on the line, his 50-0, 51-0 record. Otherwise, no. Okay, I know if it's an exhibition with Floyd, which Floyd would want, Jake is not doing it. Jake wants a real fight, like with Mike Tyson, like he's gonna do it November 15. It's not an exhibition; it's a real pro fight. You know, so that's what Jake is gonna want. So that's what I want to see. I would like to see that, but me really deep down, I want to see Floyd fight a real true fighter. Go back to pro boxing. Otherwise, leave it alone. Leave it alone. And that's how I feel about it. Floyd with the circus show, 8 rounds exhibition, 2 minutes, fighting guys that don't really know how to box, taking advantage of them, kicking out referees out the ring to bring another one in. Never seen that before. All in all, man, just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that event. That's what really took place last night. The only really boxing event that took place. You know, and Floyd is smart. Floyd is smart. He's gonna box on a night where there aren't any other true boxing events happening. So he was the only thing happening. So he made all the fans watch, even myself. I give it a shot, and I turned it off. Like I said, I turned it off after the sixth round. Let me know what you guys think about the event that happened. The circus show, clown show. It's ridiculous. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Host Crew. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.